Howdy y'all. We got an exciting day again today, and that's because we're going to start putting the steering clutches back in the D4 4G Lefty. And to do that, I got some cleaning up to do, I got some media blasting to do, and I got some blasting material the other day so we can get started on it. And you can see right here, I started on this one, got it kind of cleaned up. It needs a little bit of touch up. We got to get this other one, and I'd like to do the brake drums. And maybe even some of these other smaller parts. I'm debating right now whether we want to get a coat of paint on it or not. I'm kind of have mixed feelings about that, but I think the paint will help it keep from rusting. When poor Lefty was getting pushed around, literally, this tag got bent and this plate got bent. They were trying to push it with forks, so I'm going to take this off of here. I'm going to take that one off of here too. Those aren't too tight. Just little inspection plates, but we'll get this off and get it straightened up. That's bugged me since I bought this machine.
If you put it like this, then there's nothing to seal here.
All right.
The cap just holds it down.
I think you're wrong. Dad and I are having a spirited debate here on which way these copper seals on the cap plugs go. I say that they go like this, with that black felt up against the nut. Dad says that they go like this. So which one of us is right?
Somebody inform us. But I'm pretty sure I'm right.
I think I'm right. And the cleaner just cleaned these plugs up. They're the ones that go on here. We were just going to cover up these compartments to keep them clean. But somebody wants to put the seal on backwards. Dad's got the Dremel going over by the tractor to try and get the tag off. I'm going to try and bend this plate back here on the press. Oh, that's a lot better than it was. Just going to give it a little bit of a push right there in that dimple. I think we can clean it up.
See there? Straightened her right out.
Dad very carefully took a Dremel and got that rivet out of there. We got to drill these old ones out of here. But it's really cool to see that underneath of there is stamped 4G9986 in the casting. So even if you swap the tags out, there's still proof of what she was underneath. Dad's Dremel skills are really good, and he's very careful with the Dremel. He's done a lot of hand checkering and things over the years. For somebody with no patience, he does have some skill.
Got this tag off, straightened out as best I can. It was really wrinkled. And I'm going to take it home and polish all of this stuff off and polish it up, and then I will, with engraving tool, I'll define these numbers 4G9986, and we'll put it back on, and it'll be 95% to looking new.
We're going to get this top cover out here and start working on it. I got new bearings for back there, and we want to take the levers off and see what's grinding and sticky inside those too. While Dad's inside working on that cover, I got the sandblaster out here and a few parts that we need to get cleaned up so we can get our clutches in here. I've already hit these a little bit, but I'd like to do a little bit better of a job, and also clean up those brake bands. Surprisingly how pesky these cotter keys are in here. You can't get them to budge, and these are spring loaded up against them too, so that's not helping our case.
They're rusted too.
Yeah, they are.
Bad.
We got it off. The hole's just rusty.
Oh my.
That's what we got underneath.
It's nasty in there.
Yeah.
I'll take that all apart and clean it up.
I imagine there should be a cork under here, but I don't see any. That probably didn't help our case.
There we go.
Those are rusty.
I'm gonna have to clean them holes out.
They got some kind of a seal in here. They had a cork or something.
Yeah, and it's all long been gone.
Yeah.
This was so rusted, half of it's rusted away, but a 6-point took it off.
That's good.
Yeah. So let's see what this looks like here in a moment.
I'm curious. What did they seal this with? That looks like a piece of cloth.
It's a cork for a stop.
Oh, I see.
See, it bumps up against that, so it cushions it.
Oh, I see. Well, we can make
It's a
new one of
cork.
those. It's actually like a
Or a
fiber.
Fiber.
I broke the tip on the sandblaster, so that's going to have to wait. And while we're waiting, I ordered some new tips for this and new components. I'm going to help Dad strip down the top cover. And right now he's working on the gear levers, which are super rusty.
That's all that's left.
And what is that?
I don't know. Some kind of fiber gasket. It at one time was probably pretty spongy.
And that's what seals the
Yeah,
steering
but
clutch lever.
this is all that's left. The rest of it was gone. That's why they got so rusty in here.
And these are where the steering clutches connect here. So these bolts I punch out go with those castle nuts.
Right.
There's one. There you go. Another piece to sandblast. There's those little roller bearings. They actually don't look terrible, but I did get new ones of these. I don't know, we might be able to clean these up and make them work. This one here maybe. Not terrible. Okay, here we go. So, these are the ones that are probably rustier and in much worse shape, but I don't know, even those aren't terrible. Clean all this up. There's the pockets that move the steering clutch in and out. The steering clutches are free back here, and to get them off up here, I got a little cotter key, another one, to pull out over there. Then I can drive that pin out, hopefully, and take this lever section out. Finally got that pin out of there. And there is the rod that goes up to the steering clutch.
All right, you want to get the other guy? Wonder if there's a right and a left.
I don't know. So there's only one way to find out.
All right, let's get this one. I think this one will come out easier.
Yeah, it's already moving.
Yeah.
There we go.
3 whacks.
All right.
Where'd the pins go? Here's one.
The other one's in it. Oh, look at the dirt in there.
Oh, yeah.
Look at all that dirt falling out on the floor.
Push it out.
All right. Oh, look, another cotter key.
Another system.
They like those.
Spring-loaded.
Yeah, they're like a spring-loaded little cap. I don't know if you could see that that's spring-loaded, but then they are basically only held in with a cotter key here.
There it goes.
There we go. Hopefully those springs are good.
They'll be fine.
Yeah, for this.
They don't do much.
They kind of just hold this dust shield down on there. Oh, look at the grease in there. All right. Yeah, how do we get that off of there? Oh, this is a whole flange.
Yeah,
Look.
Yeah. You took the bolts
yeah,
out
and then we'll
already.
take this on the bench, get the knob off of here, and then it'll all come apart. Oh, no.
Oh, there's more bolts in there.
Oh, I see them.
And there's a gasket here. See it?
Yep, I do. Well, save it. We'll make another one.
Yeah.
I'm making you a nice socket to clean. There's our gasket.
Let's keep that. Pull that gasket off.
That actually looks like, oop, we just cracked it. There's a part number on it. Let me see if I can. 1A834. One of the oilers. We're going to go ahead and get this out of here and clean it up nice. Let's get this oiler off of here. I think it's a 9/16. We got this pretty much stripped. There's a few small insignificant parts under there that we're just going to leave alone. They're not going to harm anything. And we got it to the point that we can get it outside, pick it up with a crane, and clean it up. But before we do that, there's one thing that's been bugging me that happened early on. I got a bolt broken off right there, and I want to get that thing out of here. I can't think of a better time than now. I kind of ground it off a little bit, so I got some good metal to weld to. And put a washer on there, and a nut. The fortunate thing here is that there is just enough of that bolt sticking up that I can actually get to it. It's not recessed, so let's see if this works. In theory, that heat from the weld should have penetrated down into that bolt, expanded it, and when it cools, it should contract and kind of loosen it. So we'll let this cool a little bit, and then I'll throw a wrench on there and see what we can do. The cleaner's cleaning.
Yeah, that's my job.
It's working. Yep.
Nice.
See?
Beautiful. Only successful thing we've done today.
Yeah. We've decided that we're going to go ahead and put the pinion up here in the top and press all this back together. That way, after we get this back all cleaned up, we can put a fresh coat of paint over this cap. And we've already got the new bearing. This is a cat new old stock. The new races are already pressed on the pinion. We just need to put everything back together. So we've actually enlisted a little help from the Minnesota workforce over here, and some of the families down here are helping us out today. And he's over here scraping gaskets off from around the housing. Say hi to everybody.
Hi everyone.
So fortunately, I happen to have a seal installation tool that looks like it's going to fit this seal about right, so we can get it installed in here. And this is a single lip seal. The original ones were a double lip, and these are not very expensive, so I'm just going to put 2 of them in there just to be on the safe side. And sometimes you find these things under the bench when you aren't expecting it. Our seal install tool was a little bit too tight, so we're going old school.
What do you think?
I think we got room for another one.
That's going to be hard.
Just get that in the center and hit it in the center. It's going. After some discussion, we got this all figured out. And these are the gaskets. They're a 2B8779. So, in order, gasket. And we're not going to put any goop on this. There's actually a vent up here in the top of this that needs to remain open so that this final drive will vent. And it would vent into the right below the steering clutch compartment, which is probably why they had cork seals on here, to keep oil from getting into the steering clutches. There you go.
There it goes. Okay.
All right, now another gasket. And then the dust, or the oil, is that the way that goes?
Yeah.
I don't believe so. Yeah, you're right. Then...
Now you need another gasket there. No, you need another one on here because this flange bolts to the inside of the tractor. Or I mean the...
No, it bolts here to the inside of the tractor.
Right.
We're fine.
And this one...
Put this on there, it's fine. But I don't understand because we still need to press it. I know what we need to do. We need to press this on first. So we need to put that onto this and then press this onto that. We're going to press the oil shield on first. And then Dad's got the pinion over here ready to go on next. I see how that'll work. It'll actually keep oil from even getting to those seals. There. We need to go down a little more here.
Nah, it's fine.
It's kind of up right there.
Here, I'll fix it. There.
Oh, do we have plenty of clearance? Oh yeah, we're going to be fine, I think.
Now, press this guy on, I guess.
All right, you got a gasket?
Yeah. So this just goes on till it's tight on here?
Yep.
You know what? Let me put a little, well.
Don't put grease in there.
All right.
It's press fit. You're going to have to hold that so that...
Let me get a bolt to line that up with. Oh, he's already thinking. Way ahead of me. All right, back off. Let's see what you did. You had some pretty good pressure on there.
So here's the 2B 6325 cork. That should go in here around this. Nice and snug. And that just seals any residual oil that might come up out of the breather and keep it out of the clutches. That goes...
Oh, like this.
Like this, and then we'll tighten our nut on here, and then we bend to this. We'll bend it over here on a new part. And I know that's a pet peeve of some folks, not using new ones, so sorry.
All
Looks
right.
pretty good. You should be able to see from outside. That channel's right down there in the bottom.
You know what we should have, well, we can't really start bolts, huh?
No, we can't because of the way this is. I got it.
Want me to push that in and up.
And up.
Are you
Going?
getting her? No.
There it goes. There it goes.
Your gasket good?
Yeah.
Can
You
you?
still got that bolt in there. Should I draw it up with that bolt and then,
Or put in another one.
well, we have to turn it
Yeah.
to put in the other one. Is
Are you
hold
on that? Are you on that gear?
Yeah, it's good.
Rotate it up. I can see the hole up here. Can you turn it? Turn. There we go. Because I can see this one up here where I'm at. There we go. There we go. I can see that one.
You know what?
What?
We're off.
How
We
far?
need to pull it out and twist it that way. Because that should line up down there. This one's past. We gotta
That
pull
whole-
that out and rotate this casting down here around about one more bolt hole. You can get a bolt started or...
No.
Oh, hold on. Hold on.
That do it?
I feel tightness in that bolt.
It still ain't going, is it?
Nope. Just,
Put the lock on it.
yeah. It's in there now.
Starting.
Yeah.
Good.
Because what it was doing is it was sinking into the socket.
So now,
Oh, and it wasn't putting any pressure on it.
now go ahead. Let's draw it up. Maybe we can get a couple others started.
Yeah, that'll keep it aligned for now. And then we'll take it out when we get back around. We got to put sealant on this other one.
Let's see if we can start another one somewhere.
How's that?
I gotta be right there. That went right on.
Because you probably want to do it like a tire. Probably get down here, just like that, and then you're going to...
Torque them opposites.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gonna put the top bearing in up here on the pinion on the final drive. I'm gonna put a little green Loctite in there because this one was kind of spinning a little bit when I took it apart. So this will kind of keep it from doing that. And I've already put a little bit of lubriplate on the bearings. I'm trying to be very careful not to mix the two. I think they pretty much got it. Dad's making a couple of more gaskets for these covers on this outer pinion bearing cap. Got this on. Now I can torque those bolts inside there, and we will be good to go.
Is there that much slop in that bowl gear?
Yeah, well, that bowl gear doesn't tell you press the sprocket on, nothing holds it.
Yeah.
Should I torque it, I guess?
If you want, if you wish. 38, 37 is what the book said.
Yep. I'm torquing these to about 40 foot-pounds, and this will be it. And then these are just plugged. Wasn't there? These are bolts that just plug these. So we'll put some sealer on there and plug them. We're working on the right side of Lefty, and I have the bearing and the race for this inner bearing. We're this far in it. I'm going to go ahead and press this out. I'm going to press this race off of here, just like I did the last one, and we're going to replace it. So I had kept wondering why that Caterpillar put a cork seal behind this cover that goes right here. And I bought a new one, and that new one is a 1A9504 to go in there. And it dawned on me when I was putting all this one back together on that side, there's a vent up here that doesn't actually seal. The gasket goes on here. It seals the bottom of this. This is where the oil will run back into the final drive. But that vent potentially could get oil come up and out of it. And it would be inside here, so if that were to happen, it would keep that oil from getting inside and in here next to the clutch pack. Dad's over on the welding bench taking the other stuff apart, and I'm going to finish this up over here. Got my cork gasket in there. And I don't need to go nuts with this because we'll just bend that over against the bolt to lock it in place. In these internal components, I bought a bunch of grade 8 lock washers. The black oxide, I'm definitely putting new lock washers on anything inside that I cannot get to later. Now I'm just going to take a chisel, bend this over, and lock that down. Not the easiest thing to get to. Not very pretty, but it'll work. We are buttoning up these bolts in here. And I just put the bearing in here. I got a little bit of lubriplate in there. We've got all new bearings in here except for this one. This is the only one that was still reusable. So it's back in here. I put a little green Loctite around the outside of it just to hold it in the housing, because it looked like both of these were kind of spinning, and they were actually pretty easy to take out of there. Final drives, upper and lower, are done. These are all fully installed. All the corks are in, all the seals are in, the bearings are in. And right now, figuring out a method. I think we're going to set this over on the hoist. On these two brackets here in the back. And we're going to cut a piece of angle iron, drill some holes through it to hold the front up so that we can get it over here on the lift and pick up the D4 so we can work on the underneath and clean off the grease and clean up the bottom.
4G's carcass is in a new spot.
Yeah, it's ascended to the heavens. So got this cleaning up. I want to get these brake adjusters cleaned up and broke loose and everything. Clean up all this grease underneath of here on the bottom of this belly pan. Well, Lefty, 4G has really reached new heights. So I do want to thank you for watching. Please do like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.